And welcome everybody. Super stoked for this episode of Wrong Side Simulations. Bring the best content to the wrong side of the airplane, the right seat. And as always, my name is Blake and I'm a real world flight dispatcher, and to bring you a little more context to your flight sim viewing experience. And this is one I've been waiting for a very long time. If you've watched the channel for a while, ever since the KUXIU came out, I've been talking about this, and it is finally here. And I am talking about the Winwing Efis panels. I got both left and right to attach to the KUXIU. And so today we are going to be taking a look at these two new panels. We're going to unbox them together. We're going to assemble it to the KUXIU together, and then we're going to take this airplane out for a short little flight from Jackson Hole, Wyoming, up to, or rather, down to Denver, Colorado. So as always, first things first, huge shout out to all the channel members. And that's going to be Dustin, Callie Simmer, Jay Foot, Marco, Captain Shack, Image Seeker, Bilio, Kyle Lewis, Shadow Dark, Jose, Mickey Mike, D-Champ, and Wes. Huge shout out to all of you guys. From the bottom of my heart, thank y'all so much for your continued support. Even though I haven't been able to stream very much here lately, as work and life has been very busy. But I'm hoping that once we get out of October, a little bit more time will get freed up, and we'll be able to do a bit more flying. And smash that like button if you're excited for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, because I know that when that comes out, I think it's going to breathe, it's going to be a breath of fresh new air, at least for me. One, as a simmer; two, as a content creator. Because you know, sometimes doing this is a lot of work. It gets a little bit old in some ways, and as of lately I've had to focus on work. So to come back to simming a lot more, as well as creating content for you guys, I think 2024 is going to be a breath of fresh air. But until then, this is my oxygen. So real quick, we'll say hello to everybody in the chat, and then we are going to jump straight into unboxing this thing, because I have not looked at it. They tried to deliver one of these yesterday. I wasn't here to sign for it because I was at work, so I had to go to the FedEx distribution center to pick it up. They gave me one of them, and on the packages said 2 of 2. And I was like, wait a minute. So I guess both are not in this one box. There should be another box. So I did look in here real quick to see if there was 1 or 2 Efises in this box. Quick glance, I saw there was one, immediately shut it, went back inside. I was like, yo, I'm missing a box, where's it at? Fortunately, they were able to find it and give it to me. So we got both. So I have not looked at this, I have not held it, haven't played with it, nothing. We're going to be looking at this all together at the same exact time. So before we jump into it, I want to say hello to everybody in the chat, and then we're going to get moving and take a look at these things. So we got the man, the myth, legend, D-Champ in the house. Great to see you, dude. My man, Captain Shaquille Oatmeal. Great to see you, dude. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. God, I feel like it's been forever since I've seen all y'all in the chat, even though we had a short stream last week. Abdelio, what's going on, dude? Yes, it has been a while. Very happy to be back with y'all. Zach is in the house. I was wondering if you were going to be able to make it, Zach. I did not want to be streaming this late, but you know, girlfriend slows things down. But great to see you, dude. Welcome. FO Pilot Death is in the house. Great to see you, my man. Ain't a Max stream. I know. I tried to do one flight in the Max this morning. My landing gear wouldn't come up. The gear lever came up, and the landing gear indication lights went from red, and then the green illuminated, but both red and green remained illuminated, and the gear never would retract. So I was like, fuck this, I'm going to bed. But yeah, not a Max stream. Let's see who else is here. Diddy Liquid. What a name. Yo, dude, welcome aboard. Great to see you. Tyler Rocks is in the house. Great to see you, my friend. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. It's All Mental Podcast. Welcome aboard, my friend. Great to see you. Have they started shipping, or did you get early release? I pre-ordered, just anxious waiting. Mine's looking forward to the stream. So mine's a pre-order. I ordered mine the night that they released. The website crashed. I think they had so much traffic on their website that it crashed the website, as we so often see happen in the sim world with big releases. And I do want to say this. I want to give a huge shout out to Winwing. When that happened, I sent them an Instagram DM with pictures showing like, hey, website's down. I think it's crashed. I'm sure you already know, but in case you don't, now you do. And throughout probably the next 3 to 4 hours, 'cause it took a while to get my order submitted, because the website was just getting smoked. Their customer service, 10 out of 10. They were trying everything they could to get it working, helping me out. I was able to get 1 in the cart, but then website wouldn't load. Then I got 2 in the cart, and then for a while the website wouldn't load. And then going through the checkout was really slow. And then once it was finally checking out, it was essentially, there was a glitch and it was charging me double. Their website had it where, like, if one Efis was $85, it was essentially counting it twice. So like that was wrong. So then they had to go fix that. It was a whole bunch of stuff. But they were absolutely amazing and answering my questions, helping me out, making sure that I got taken care of to the level of service and standard that they want to set. So huge shout out to Winwing. I even told them, I was like, look, you know, I don't have a giant channel. I said, but I'm a content creator, and I'm absolutely going to share this experience with everybody who jumps on the stream. So I wanted to point that out, that that they were phenomenal. Now, also want to point out too that Instagram is not like an official support channel for them. They have other avenues of support, but nonetheless, because they knew how important this release was, whoever was manning the Instagram account they were on it. I guess they were sitting next to the web team. So anytime I had a question or pointed out an issue, they were able to quickly lean over to the people next to them and be like, hey, this is what they're saying. Wait for this, or do this, do that. They were fucking awesome. I was super grateful for their help. Otherwise, I wouldn't be holding one of these right now. So just want to point that out. But yes, it is a pre-release, or not. I'm sorry, not a pre-release, but like a pre-order. And I got mine within. I would have had it yesterday if I'd have been home. So it took about 4 or 5 days. I was probably one of the first few to order because I was like waiting for the clock to hit 10 p.m. Eastern time to submit that order. My man, how's it going, dude? Welcome. How's life? Great to see you, dude. It's been a hot minute. I've been having to take off work too to take care of the little one. He's got a hand, foot, and mouth. What do you mean he's got hand, foot, and mouth? What does that mean? Chicago Pilot, how's it going, my friend? My Max won't taxi. Yeah, to me it still seems relatively buggy, although it is, I guess, an early release, so we can't get too pissed about it. But I was a little bummed when my gear wouldn't retract. I also noticed that like the rear or the aft galley and entry doors like weren't making sounds, and some of the window shades weren't making sounds. Like, not a big deal, right? But still kind of points that, hey, it's not a completely polished and finished product yet. Swarm, what's going on, dude? If you listen closely, you can hear V1's jealousy. Be jealous, V. I meant to jump into a stream recently and say hello. I haven't talked to him in a hot minute. I've been getting smoked at work. Let's see. So Federico is working now with Orbix, and tomorrow Ponce releases. Oh, awesome. All right. Shall we get to the unboxing? Hand, foot, and mouth disease. They get these nasty blisters all over. Oh, shit. Well, 1, I hope it gets better. 2, I hope you don't get it. 3, man, that's terrible. Super sorry that little one's having to go through that. All right, so we're going to figure out how exactly we're going to do this. We're going to brighten up the lights a little bit. Get out of here. There we go. Right side 2. All right. Let's see. Let's see if we get the full. I hope I don't show my feet too much in this thing. There we go. How about that? Might put this over my shoulder. Where I'll be able to have both of my hands. I guess I don't have the pro version on my phone. So zooming might be a little hard. It's one-time charge. Okay, we'll do a one-time charge for you guys. Thank you, thank you. There we go. I want zoom. The other version of this on my other phone has zoom. We'll figure it out. Properties. Not the one I want. There we go. Yeah. There we go. All right. Now, let's get this thing open. Did I skip over Callie, by the way? I think I did. Anyways, if I did, Callie, my dear, great to see you. Great to see you. Can't wait for you to get yours. I'm sad that yours is in Memphis. I'm sure it is in transit to LA right now. All right, so obviously it's going to come in this Winwing box. Piece of foam. And here we have some grippies, a screwdriver, and some Allen wrenches. Some screws. Get that out of here. Got our solder cable. And now this is the moment. We have all been, at least I don't know about y'all, but I've been waiting for. Smells new, smells like China. Ooh wee. Check it out. So obviously this is the captain side. Wow, even the VOR and ADF switches have the little lift detents. I would say it's about the same feel, same clickiness as the FCU. Not, I would say, just a hair not as clicky as far as this rotary knob goes. But the push-pull feels the same. The clickiness of the buttons feels the same. That feels really nice. Maybe I'm just making this out more than what it is because I've been excited about this for so long, but that actually feels really nice. Hell yeah. Set that off to the side. And we got the last two remaining pieces of our stand. But I do actually think I'm going to start with the captain's, or the, I'm sorry, the FO side. Because that's going to be the most restrictive. So as y'all can see, I've got a really big mouse pad. This might actually have to go away because of this, because of the FCU and the Efis panels. Otherwise, I'm not going to have, it's not going to be able to sit the way that it should. I don't think. Also, my mounting system that I've begun using are these command strips. They're heavy-duty command strips. Work really well. My FCU is down on command strips and does not budge. So I don't know. We'll tell you what. We'll let's see. You can see we got the command strips there on the bottom, and they're on the desk. And if I'm going to have to put more over here, this is going to have to go get out the way. All right. So we'll go ahead and open up the FO side, the best side, the wrong side, when I realized what the hell I did with the scissors. And I'm not sure if I brought them in here or not. Give me 1 second, guys. Got anything in this toolbox? Nah. I'm gonna go get my scissors. All right. We are in business. Let's go, bitch. Get in there. Wham bam. Same shit that we just saw. Get that out of here. I don't know if any of y'all watch Stale Cracker, but that's my Stale Cracker impersonation. It's the same thing. Got some screws, solder cable, screwdriver, Allen wrenches. It's nice to know that regardless of which side you get, you're going to get tools to do the job. More anti-slip thingamajigs. Oh yeah, now that's the side that matters right there. Get that out of here. I love those lift gates. Yes, sir. All right, cool. Get the little stands out. Get that out of here. All right. Zoom it out a little bit. And I wonder if I can. But why? Let's see, can I do this? Hey, there we go. So y'all get a front cam and a back cam same time. See who else has joined us. Hope this isn't an episode of Casting Couch. Oh, that's funny. Swarm, good evening, my friend. Welcome aboard. Jim Conyo, great to see you, dude. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. We are getting ready to assemble this sexy thing. Look at that beauty, man. I'm telling you. I am telling you. Don't cut yourself. Fires, what's going on, man? I actually did for a second think I was going to. Woo, one of each. I know. That's the only way to do it. Only way to do it. If you're wondering why there's a little bit of lag between this camera and this camera, it's because this one's on Wi-Fi. That's the side where all the true work is done. You know your aviation. That's how we know you're a plane nerd. All right, now we're gonna try to do the FO side first, because you know I'm biased. So to do that, the first thing we'll have to do is remove these. I am assuming. Otherwise, it doesn't, you know, really fit. I wonder how much of the cost of this was dedicated to screwdrivers and Allen wrenches. But you know what's interesting, though? There's not any directions. Like on how to join them up together the correct way. There's no directions, which I find very interesting. So this one should fit here. I'm glad I bought some more command strips because I'm pretty sure that the position of the ones I have currently are not going to, it's going to be too wide, more than likely. Okay, so that is off. So the first thing we're going to do is join these up together. And being that there's no real directions, we're going to be kind of figuring this out together. So we got these little plastic pieces in here. Not much to really see, but I'm assuming these are what's going to join them and hold them together. And I believe on their Instagram they had some pictures of like what it looks behind them. Maybe we could use that. Alright, there's the back side. Well, it doesn't look like there's much. Okay, I see. Alright, so you got this little cutout here in the side, and it's gonna be on the same thing in the Efis. And so this little piece will fit in that groove on both sides. You screw it in, that's what's gonna hold it together. So alright, so we have cracked that code. Got some small screws, so I'm assuming Just kind of looking around, make sure, like, is there really no instructions sent? Because we got like 4 different lengths of screws in here. Let's check their website, make sure. Because I don't want to waste y'all's time with, like, trying to figure this out, you know? I want to get it together, get it plugged in. We got on the download center. More resources. Manuals. Efis. We're going to do this one for now. The 3-2 right. Y'all can't probably really see this. Alright, so here are our instructions. Installation methods. Mounting with the FCU. Okay, so it goes to the front. I'm glad I looked this up because I probably would have gone from the back. Bracket mounting. Yeah, so looking at these two that are on the back of the FCU, I'm gonna have to pull these up because they're gonna be too wide. Jay Queen, what's up, man? Great to see you, dude. Wes, what's up, man? Great to see you, dude. I'm busy watching this stream and I forgot flying and I needed to climb 17,000 feet for 5 minutes. That'll burn some fuel. Just about to send you the link. Thanks, dude. Appreciate you looking out. Okay, so let's come back to video only, and I'm gonna zoom this back in. Maybe. Is that window still? Oh yeah, the window's already open. All right. Okay, so again, here's that little groove that this is going to fit into. And I might go ahead and pull this other bracket off just so it'll lay flat. Okay. Interesting. So the screws that are already in here, actually not on this side, I wouldn't think, but these 2 screws here, we'll have to take these out to replace and put in this little bracket. And that is probably why they send you this. So we're going to pull those out. Lock that little nut back on so I don't lose it. hate flatheads. Alright. So that's done. We're going to need I think these long skinny ones. And we'll actually probably be able to use the nuts that just came off. There's 1, 2. This thing shows 3. Yeah. So I'll take one out of the FCU as well. Where's the... Ah, there it is. Alright. Got our 3 screws. Let's pull the other one out of the FCU. Wrong side. This side. Alright. Cool. Alright, got those 3. We'll kind of line these up about where they ought to be. Alright, there's going to be a different screw that's going to go in that spot. So we'll start with the top. The last nut's gonna be a pain in the ass. That's what he said. Okay, so got the first top bracket installed. I'm gonna do the bottom bracket as well. This one, actually, no, not gonna do that one yet because that's gonna be a different screw. Alright, so I got that one on there. Right there on the back side. And I'm going to bring these together. We're going to do the top one first. That'll be by far the easiest. I say that. It's a little bit awkward, but not impossible. Come on, bitch, thread. Alright. So now they're latched together. Alright, so that's done. Got the SATA cable. I do, though, I still got one more screw, but it hasn't said which to do. Is there like a, I guess it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna pop in that SATA cable. That's interesting. SATA cable kind of sticks out a little bit, if y'all can see. You can push it in and it'll kind of flex in, but on the FCU side, it bulges, like it's almost kind of like bending it that way a little bit here where it plugs in. I'm not too fond of that. So it's like when if you try to make it straighten up, you get this pretty big gap in between the two. But whatever, we'll go with it for now. Alright, what's next? Yeah, okay, I'm looking at the directions. There's different mounting solutions. I like this bracket one. I like this, but I don't have any brackets. So that might be something I'll look into getting one day. That would be by far the easiest. It will look a bit like that. But until then, we're going to be going the standard route. Alright, so it looks like it never tells you exactly when to put in this last screw. So I want to show you what I'm talking about. Go back to the video only. Okay, so right here is you'd put another screw in, and that will have it bracketed on, have top and bottom of each unit bracketed together. And it doesn't tell you exactly when to put that in. You kind of have to figure it out yourself, it looks like. That's going to be this screw here. Or no, that would be it right there. It doesn't tell you when you put that in. So what screw goes in there? There's one small screw. This one's, there it goes. So it wasn't grabbing. Alright, so now it's completely bracketed together. Really do not like how that is bending at the joint. It's got a little bit of play, but it doesn't help that the solder cable is like pushing it, trying to push it apart. But just a tad bit of play. You probably won't be able to see it unless you were. You can kind of see it there. Nothing crazy. I can see a little bit of light in between. It's not perfectly, but it's not terrible. Make sure these are all really, really tight. Alright, so as tight as I can get it. It's definitely a lot better. Okay, so there's that. I guess we'll go ahead and hook up the other side, and then we'll start putting on the brackets. These are extras. We'll go over there. These can go over those. And this other one will go a lot faster since we know what to do now. One bracket, two brackets, got the solder cables, one long screw, two long screws, three long screws. Okay. Then we'll use the nuts from these that we're going to take off. So again, we're just going to pop. Come on, bitch. Pop the screw out here. There's that one. Then we're going to do the same thing with the Efis panel. Apologies, I keep getting it out of the frame. Last one. Just unscrewing that one out. Alright, that's done. Let's start with the top bracket. I'll try to do this one where y'all can see it a little bit better. So I'm going to take this bracket, put it in upside down, and then put the screw through. Put the nut on the back. The same thing with the Efis. So do the top one on that one, so we're going to do the bottom one on this one. Run that through. Screw it on. All right. Then we're going to join these two up. Got bottom bracket, top bracket. Join it up, and then add the remaining screws. So I'm going to add the top one to the Efis. It's going to go through, come out of the bracket. Nut on the back. That's what he said. Get this thing to thread. There we go. Just tight enough to hold. Now we're going to find that other smaller screw. Might be the wrong bag. I honestly feel like the bracketing is going to be the hardest. I didn't look at the directions when I got the FCU, but it took me a minute to figure out. Cabana, my man. What's going on, dude? Welcome, welcome. Sorry, I've just now seen you in the charts. I'm quite focused. Alright, so this one's an motherfucker. This one's an Allen screw, whatever the fuck. Run that through. Not very good with my left hand. That is what he said. Motherfucker. You get the gist. Alright, now I'll really tighten these fuckers down. Last one. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, there is the complete unit. Now I just got to get the brackets on. So, essentially, although in real life, well, I don't know about y'all. I've seen a lot of people, and not throwing shade or anything, but I've seen a lot of people like they put their FCU right here out in front of them. In my mind, I try to place it where the pilot would relatively be reaching for, like at least the correct direction. I can't get the height right because in real airplane, you're going to be up here. That's how I built something, but then like I can't see that monitor right there. But at a minimum, I want it to be lined up with this. That's where it's going to be when I'm flying. So more or less, it should be about right there. And then what? It'll be tilted back a bit once we have it on the brackets. Let me get it plugged in. So I guess before we do brackets and stuff, well, first I need to pop on the solder cable. Slightly important. This one bows as well. Not crazy about that. Let's plug this thing in, and let's make sure it gets power and it works, and we'll see if it moves stuff in the airplane. Boy, look at that. It's all lit up. It's all pretty. How you know? Boy, I'm fucking excited right now. Guys, sorry to be ignoring the chat, as it seems like I do a lot. Focus with this, but my man, the former pilot porter, Captain Johnny Bravo, is in the house. Great to see you, dude. Welcome, welcome. No need for directions. Become one with panel, and it will speak to you. I like the way you think. Absolutely. Commander, dude, great to see you, man. Hope all is well. First of all, congratulations on getting hitched. Very happy for you, and hope that your honeymoon went lovely and well, and you got lots of booty. Otherwise, what's the fucking point, you know? I'd be the one guy who like would get engaged or get married and like not get any on that night. Jay, really? So, Jay, are you gonna be are you just gonna be commuting, or did you find a job? How's that going? All right, so it lights up. So that's the first big part, right? So now we're gonna go to two cameras. I'm gonna zoom back in on the FCU. There we go. Minimize that. And let's start Sim App Pro. And they have been saying that this has already been updated to work with Phoenix. Detect game configuration. Don't know. I'm gonna be mad if I'm gonna have to restart the sim. It's not detecting anything. The game variables are registered. Don't even know what that means. Oh shit, the sim is... Man, it's doing that shit again. Sim's frozen. Damn, I don't know what's been causing that. I would imagine it's NVIDIA drivers. But sim is like hard frozen. Like, it doesn't even... Oh, never mind. I was gonna say it doesn't even show in there. Alright, well, we'll fire it back up. And see how this, how it works. Check the manual. I think that's why it wasn't working, was because it was frozen. Game seat mounting? Hey, that's cool. Cockpit frame drilling diagram. And that's all it says. Alright, so the next part's going to be mounting this bitch. I guess we can go ahead and start that while this is loading. Okay, so let's start with the ones that I already had. Kill Sim App Pro. Unplug that. That won't be long enough. Almost seems like it doesn't want to get flush because the SATA cable is bowing and it's in the way. Although I think I can get it to move. Let me try this one instead. Yeah, we're good now. Alright, that's one. Bottom one's a much bigger bitch. I can't even tell if it's grabbing yet. There it goes, it is grabbing. All right, first one is on. That's not a good sign if that SAM is still freezing like that. It seems like if it sits long enough, it's like 100% going to freeze. And it didn't start doing that until the latest NVIDIA driver, so I might have to roll it back. Alright. This other one put on. So there'll be a total of 6 stands plugged in. Top one's in. Top one is so easy. And now for the bottom one. Takes just a hot second longer. Peel that command strip off. Drop to my Allen wrench. Thing's definitely like a little awkward to put together, just a little bit. If you could place it flat, it wouldn't be, much of a problem. I bet the best you can do is going to be putting it on your legs. Okay, number 2 is on. Damn, that's like sticking up and out. Definitely gonna have to redo those command strips. But I think for now, that'll get us through this. All right. Now this is new. I've never seen it do this before. And it's kind of alarming because I don't see anything but Microsoft Flight Sim. And we got some Chinese writing right here. I'm just gonna hit apply. It's probably like, let me get into your computer and steal your shit. Does nothing. Everything's green. Except for this. I know it's not working because all this stuff should be off. We're up to date. Just click that. Fix the tool, whatever that is. It's got my Microsoft stuff, so that's good. Thing's big. It's also what she said. I gotta hit the hey man. I'll watch the remainder tomorrow. See how it turns out. Have it going. Zach, you do the same, dude. Thank you for coming and hanging out. And I don't know if you have your eye on any of these, but I mean, it's not even working yet. And I'm like, it's pretty sick. So hope you have a great sleep, my friend. Reaper, what's going on, dude? Great to see you. Hello, flying the MD-11 from Baltimore to Milwaukee. And while enjoying the view, figured to stop in. Dude, thank you so much for stopping in. Hope you're enjoying the flight. I love the MD-11. That's quite the fun airplane. But yeah, dude, appreciate you stopping in. Hope you have a nice smooth landing. We're currently trying to figure out why Winwing is not detecting the device. It definitely ain't. Now, what I could do is go create a Flight profile, but that's a lot of time, effort. The button and axis are synchronized pending activation. What does that mean? Backlight synchronized. I don't want to submit a ticket. I don't know. This is weird. I don't think so. I've never had to. Like, I've had times where I've plugged it in after even starting the sim and stuff. And like it would recognize right away. That's definitely possible, but I've had this issue before with SimApp Pro where it's not finding the device. We'll try a couple things. Yeah, it's just not finding it. Could be that maybe I do need to restart the sim. But usually this thing's really good about not having to do that. I don't know. I can't check it because it's right there. Bell. Thank you so much for the subscription, my friend. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the Wrong Side Simulations community. I'm wanting to try to put this thing to the test for you guys, but we're sort of dead in the water right now. I extremely highly doubt that there's a Mobile Flight profile for this yet. And I doubt y'all want to sit and watch me build one, because it'll be extremely boring. It's bad enough y'all having to sit and watch me put the damn thing together. MD11, CRJ 73777, 11 ATR, generic CJ4, 46. I don't know what this is. G-Hail A320, whatever that is. I don't think this is going to have Efis. Two months ago. Yeah, definitely not going to have it. I could just leave. If I completely shut down, yeah, I've done that a few times. I could just leave the stream running, restart my PC, come back. If I don't kill the stream, ultimately it'll come back. Obviously, it's gonna buffer until I get back online. Would y'all want to try that? So other than that, we're kind of dead in the water. Plug in the motherboard. I've never had to. I could try it. Let's see. Let's kill this for now. Plug it straight in. Kill these lights so y'all can see it glow. And let's go to Simat Pro. And it's not abnormal that it takes it like a second for it to pop up here, but it ain't. Sounds like bad driver, wrong driver installed. I mean, I will admit, I did, before starting the stream, I uninstalled and reinstalled the CH340 driver, because it seems to be better than the whatever Windows bullshit that Windows, like latest Windows drivers, which I've always done that ever since having the Java make do. It's never been a problem. I don't think that'd be an issue, but tell you what. Yeah, oh, I've read that shit before. Because when I had the same issue with the FCU, I read that. Please unplug all unnecessary shit. Da da da. Just plug that one in, which didn't work. I think I'm gonna restart the PC. So if y'all just hang tight, just either let it sit or come back, and we'll see what happens. To that, or y'all can watch me build a Moby Flight profile. No, not right now. And honestly, a restart would probably be faster. You know what? Very interesting. It's not detecting it. Usually I would see the Winwing device in this drop down, and I'm not. And that's probably why. Go to control panel, see if you recognize the device. See where we go. It never shows up in device manager. It's almost like you have to go to game controls, gamer, or like game controller controls. Devices and printer. So that's audio. There it is. Winwing FCU 320, Efis 32L, and 32R. So it sees it. All you can do is remove. Which makes me think that even a restart's not going to... I don't know. I guess let's give restart a shot, and I will get right back with y'all once I get OBS and YouTube back open. Man, I was confident that it was going to work right away. Not excited about having to put 6 command strips. I might just go with 4. Because like they get in the way of mounting other stuff too. Do you have to download any software for it to work? That's that SimApp Pro that's not showing the device. This is what you'd have to download. Controls the FCU and both the Efis panels. Bum 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 bum. Try one last thing. Yeah. Yeah, it usually pops up pretty quick. You can click on it, you can see it running. You can see the inputs. Alright, so I'm gonna restart the PC. And I will see y'all in just a few. Alright. Hello. I believe we are back. Give me a thumbs up if y'all can see and all that good stuff. Hey! Yo! We got it! We got it! We got it! We got it. Hell yeah. I. Let's see if we can't run us a quick little flight. Bow Bow, how's it going, my friend? Welcome. Great to see you, dude. And thank you again for the subscription. Greatly appreciate it. D-Champ's the man on that one. He sniffed it out. He knew what was wrong. All right. I'm wondering if I can get... this command strip. So I'm going to end up taking these off anyways. There we go. That's relatively secure too. Oh yeah, much better. Bro, she's sexy. I'm not gonna lie, she's sexy. Now I don't know how many of y'all are planning on getting the whatever that little extension is. I think they call it the glare shield. I don't fucking know. But you got the master cautions in the chrono. I'm not getting that. That would just be massively in the way. Now, if you're a cockpit builder, then that would probably do you some good. But nothing I'm gonna be getting. It's already too big. If I didn't have to like manipulate the captain side Efis to like turn on the ILS push buttons, flight directors, constraints, stuff like that, I probably wouldn't even have it just because it takes up so much room on the desk. But let me tell you, seeing it all together, sexy. Muy sexito. Yeah. I think we're in business, guys. Love it, love it, love it. So once we get off of here, we're done. I'm going to kind of finalize exactly where I want everything. And then I'm going to tear it down because I've got recurrent training in the morning. And I don't want any of this in the camera because then FAA and or my dispatchers might think that I am flying while doing recurrent. And I don't need that. Don't need that drama. Yeah, D-Champ, dude, thank you for that suggestion. My dumbass probably wouldn't have thought about it. We are getting there. I'm definitely gonna have to put some timestamps on this live stream because I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of people who will come back to watch, and I don't know how long we've been streaming. About an hour and a half, and I'm sure most people are just gonna want to see it in action more than anything else. Bro, I'm stoked, man. Whew. Super stoked. Do you need both the Efis to have it work? No, you just anytime that you would have to manipulate the opposite side, you'd have to do it with a mouse. Now, I would say with MobiFlight, you could essentially assign it to where when you do it on, say, if you have one Efis, right? Let's say you push the ILS button. When you push yours on your Efis, you can have it where it'll send a signal to your Efis as well as to the other Efis. So essentially, obviously, it's going to replicate everything you're doing on your side of the airplane, but you will never have to go touch that Efis. And that way, you won't have to lose too much immersion, but at the same time, as you adjust your nav display and you see the other one adjust, like say you change your range, that for me, I can't stand that shit. Like back in the early days of fly-by-wire, or like any of the default airplanes, when you would, adjust one nav display, the other one would do it too. I hate that. I cannot. I'm too snooty of a sim pilot to be able to deal with that. But that is something you could do if you're, if you're pressed for money and you only want to get one, or you don't want to give up the space on your desk. You could make a Mobi flight profile that would control yours and the other one at the same time. This shit needs to come on, man. This shit needs to come on. Now watch, I bet the sim's gonna freeze while we're flying to Denver. So what I'm gonna do in the meantime, just to have my radio. I hate how this automatically goes to the task thingamajig. Open, and we're going to do the Phoenix COM panel. There we go. So the radio will start running once we get into the sim. Not really sure why the zoom reset. Now, do y'all want to like zoom in on this entire unit, or do y'all want to see like the whole little makeshift center pedestal that I got going on? That would essentially, look something like that. Something like that. I don't really know why it's all out of balance. But I'm sure the music keeps starting and stopping as I change this camera. I need to add the music to that scene. I'm on a fixed budget. This thing, I have a mini FCU. Should I buy a Winwing, Efis, and FCU, or could I get by just buying Efis? Well, I do believe there's an Efis coming out for the mini FCU. It's going to be captain seat only. And the FO side is going to be the ECAM control. Oh yeah, how do y'all? Oh, I know why I did that. So if I don't start Streambeat, if I don't start Spotify with this, it doesn't recognize the audio source, so it has to start with that. That was why. Got that Airbus cup. Woo! I love this thing. Alright guys, moment of truth. I'm going to power up the airplane and see if all of this powers up. Here we go. Hell yeah, brother! Alright, hang on. So, what we gotta do is, gotta get this damn 8 airs aligned so we can start fucking with shit. Crew supply, ground control, CBR test, get that down to Captain Nav, 1, 2, 10, status, like lining on 3, nav logo, no smoke, on emergency exit lights. Get a little air moving up in here. Alright, we got the aircraft loaded. We're finished running all that. Alright, so all of these I have in the neutral position. Flight directors are on as they are in the sim. Dude, I'm so stoked to be able to just like adjust altimeter with my hand. Alright. So anyways, what we typically do, flight directors, constraints, VOR1, VOR2, constraint, VOR1, VOR2. Oh my god, dude, just hearing it clicking while I'm doing it. I'm gonna turn that music down. Okay, so I'm gonna do that again, guys. Orgasmic. Alright, flight directors, constraints, POR1 into constraints on already, 1 and 2. Bro, when I get the fucking radio panels though, now what did y'all vote? If y'all, first of all, if you don't follow Winwing on Instagram, you're lost. On Instagram, they shared that they were going to develop this panel, so the radio control panel, the audio control panel, and the transponder panel, or they would develop the latest and greatest from Airbus. It is an all-in-one unit. It is a digital display. It kind of almost looks like another McDo. So it's got a digital display, and it incorporates all of this into one panel. So like I voted and I said just make both, give people the option. But like for somebody like me, obviously it's going to be easiest to just do the one panel. That's one solution. But I'm also down for all them bitches. I don't care. But I also don't know why. Sure why it's not turning on. I kind of know why. Just one last little shot. Needed to fuck it, whatever. I don't need a radio. emergency menu, flight inits. I'm going to run through this stuff as fast as I can so we can get to playing with this thing. That's what she said. Fuck that. IRS monitor. There. Init request. Flight number. UAL12 15. Going up to 390. Temperature is -55. Ground temp is fuck. It's cold here. 5 degrees. Triple pause. 53,000 feet. Flight plan. Jackson hold. Taking off of runway 19. Alpine 4 kick me transition. Denver arrival. Flatty 4 on 34 left. Tofu transition. I'm going to do an approach via. I'm going to do a secondary or rad nav. Inits. Winds. Tab over. So our 0 fuel weight is 115.9 with a trim of 28.3. Taxi fuel 0.3. Route reserve is 0. No alternate. 45 minutes on the reserve. Make sure that the number I have planned is larger than the number that the McDo shows. If it is, we know we're good. That says 9.3. I've got a block of 11, so we are good with our planned fuel. I learned that little shindig from V1 when I got to set up the airplane. Huge shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, the king of the stream, V1 Scrimulations. I'm gonna run my takeoff perf, 19, dry, flat config, do. Max off, toga, yes, packs on. Current altimeter. Oops. Altimeter is 3023. Now I have my Phoenix set up to where I only adjust mine, and the other side adjusts like they're synced. And the reason why I do that is because obviously when you're a real pilot and you're flying, you're never going to touch the other side, so you're only going to touch yours. So it's kind of to simulate that the captain is over there doing his. So that's why I do that. 3023. Hell yeah. It's so simple, but it just like matters so much. Going up to 19,000 on the initial. That's good. Send that to McDo. I'm gonna open this up down on my physical McDo. I got the Airbus one plugged in. I haven't tried making it work yet. I go into now. Cool. APU's up. Everything is pulled. Let's holler at logistics. Still got 1 more minute to realign. Interrupt pushback. No. Hello, thank you. IR still on the line. Cool. Alright. Here we go, guys. Captain Nate! What's happening, man? Great to see you, dude. Great to see you. Nate's in the house. Alright, here we go. First time. Very first time that I'm going to adjust. See, like, man, I wish I could get the view where it's like the physical unit is over the virtual unit. But anyways, at least that way you can see it move in the sim, in the displays and stuff. So anyway, first time we're about to adjust the range. Alright, so fucking lame. Here we go. Bow. my god. Now. Plan. Hell yeah. Alright, we're gonna go, fucking direction. Nose left. Brace this better push. Alright, let's fire them up. Pushing that baby bus, baby bus, baby bus. Like baby back, baby back, baby back. Let me know if the sim ends up being too loud once we get the engine started. I'll turn it down. I'm waving at y'all with my foot. Good start on number 1, roll number 2. So for now, we'll zoom out. Y'all can see the whole center pedestal. Reset, quit off headset, quit disconnect. Be looking for the pin off the right side of the airplane. And then until next time, y'all have a good day. Your ass up. I don't know why it says that sitting right there because it's the headset plugged in. Let her know we got the signal. Alright, after start flow, engine mode selector 2 normal, arm spoilers, reset rudder trim, flaps 1, up 0.9. Why is that not working? Oh, I know why. Because I had to change it for when I was trying out the max. Up 0.9. TA. Kill the APU. Fresh list. Let's roll. Brake check, pressure green. Or pressure 0 rather. Gross weight's 126.8, flaps 1 plus F, fuel is 10.9, V1's 109, V2's 120, coming to 19,000 feet, departing off Runway 19 on Alpine 4, first fix is kick me, flight controls check. Pull up, pull down, neutral, pull left, pull right, neutral, rudder, pull left, pull right, neutral, flight controls check. Alright, gross weight comparison complete. Pitch trim is 28.3% CG set. V1 VR V2 flex 109, 114, 120 no flex. Flaps configured plus F. Flight controls checked. Ecom memo take all green. Ecom status checked. Predicted wind shears on auto. TCAS puts up TRA. Cabin crews advised. Mini briefing is complete. Lineup checklist. We got runway 19 inside and outside. Engine required takeoff fuel is 9.3. We're looking at 10.8 on board. Instruments looking for mobile packs are set. We're ready to go once we get down there. Fucking love it. It's just the least that I have to touch, or the less that I have to touch my mouse, the better. The less that happens, the better. But I would love to see a Neo 320 family from Phoenix. That would be pretty dope. Like a 321 Neo, sharklets and all that shit, and like the latest and greatest from Airbus with like VNAV latch and the new audio radio control panel and all that shit. That'd be pretty dope. XLR, start flying this bitch super far. I would actually probably never fly super far because I don't have patience. Oh no. Because I'll have my radio running, now I gotta do this like a peasant. Gracias. See, I should have held short until she called. Who's ready to go? I'm ready to go. Stand them up. Manitoga SRS runway out first blue. Knot thrust sets 100 V1 road titty up and away bitches. Hover 8 gear up now. Social climb altitude, nosing down, positive trend on the airspeed. Thrust climb, climb. Captain Chemtrails, what is going on, my friend? Great to see you. Welcome aboard. Sorry if the sound was very loud on takeoff. Thought it might get that way. Alright, we are above S speed. Flat flat 0, speed checks flat 0, keeping that climber coming. It's just so nice to just be able to reach up, touch it. That's what she said. Just got home from your trip, man. Your trip looked pretty damn phenomenal. That was a paid vacation, to say the least. Did you see any bright yellow airplanes while you're down there? Man, it's going good. It's going good. We finally got this all assembled, put together. We had to restart the computer for it to recognize the new hardware, but it is now just singing like a bird. But other than that, everything is going good. Unfortunately, I did not get the senior manager role that I applied for, which is okay. The guy that we think got it, he's been under the direct supervision of the senior director that's owning that senior manager role. That guy's work has a lot of visibility and knows him really well. There's a bunch of different factors. Although he's not a dispatcher, but will be the senior manager of flight dispatch operations. But he's a super brilliant guy, super smart. So I will be instead now doing a kind of a joint position of flight dispatch manager as well as an ops manager. So I'll be overseeing the dispatchers as well as seeing our shift coordinators who handle the logistics of the airline. And the scary part of all of it is, I've never been a DSC before, and again, those guys handle the logistics, right? So they're doing the tail swaps. They're working with crew scheduling. When crews are timed out, they're sourcing other crews and all that good stuff. We don't have excess amount of crews laying around or spare airplanes. So ultimately, when cancellations have to happen or next day delays and stuff like that, all of those decisions, all operational decisions are ran through the ops manager, who ultimately makes that final call, and that is the position that I will be in. And having never been a shift coordinator, I have a lot to learn. Coming from dispatch, I have a perspective of flight by flight. Every flight is its own, scenario, its own little world. We're not looking at connections more or less. To some degree we are, but not to the extent that the guys that are handling logistics of the airline looks at it. So there's going to be a lot to learn. It's going to be extremely intense, but it will look damn good on a resume, and it'll be great professional development. And I'll get to see some pretty interesting stuff. 18,000 standard. Yeah, keep that climb coming up to our final 39. For example, last night we had an airplane in Albuquerque that, I don't know if it was pilots or rampers or who, but somebody found a little baggie of white powder tucked away behind a panel in the cargo bin. So, local law enforcement, DEA, FBI, a lot of entities got involved, crew timed out. We have, like, Albuquerque is the definition of an outstation for us. So my colleague, who is currently the ops manager, was telling me about it, and he was like, man, I'm up to my titties and shit. I am super busy right now. So that's what I will be doing here pretty soon. But also while doing that, I'm going to be still overseeing a lot of the dispatch functions and coaching dispatchers and holding them accountable and auditing and all the things that I already do. it's going to be a kind of a combined position, so it's going to be a lot, especially since I will be the only one on shift. But again, like I said, it's going to be great professional development and ultimately open doors down the road. I'll be running a lot of company-wide calls. I will be in contact with executives at a lot of times, especially when things are going wrong. So it'll be a good way to get my name out there. And I'm a little nervous, to be honest. All right, let's go autopilot 2. Hopefully the sim does not freeze. Man, I love this thing. Loving it, loving it, loving it. The real Batman, shit man, just subscribed the other day. Good shit you got going on here. I appreciate it. Appreciate you throwing links where you got your stuff. Need to start getting, yeah, dude, absolutely. Yeah, I try to throw links for everything that I have, because that's usually whenever, especially doing an episode like this where, you know, we're highlighting a piece of hardware. A lot of folks want to know where you got it, so they can see how much it costs. So to avoid getting a lot of repetitive questions, I'll do that. I do need to throw links for the Efis on there. So thanks for bringing it up. I did not think to do that. But man, I appreciate it. I haven't been streaming as much lately. Work's been pretty chaotic. This is my busiest month of the year between doing comp checks and I got 2 fam ride sim sessions I got to do here pretty soon. I got recurrent training tomorrow and the next day. October's just always really, really busy. But hopefully, once I get out of October after the 24th, hopefully I'll get back to streaming a bit more. And Aruba, no, just JetBlue, AA, and UA. Yeah, I think we've only got one flight. For sure, one flight a day, if it's even a day. You know how our frequency is. We do fly down there. I just don't know if it's daily or not. When you're coming over to us, we'd love to see your name on my release. Look, Delta is my #1. Jeff Cabana, who was in our chat a while ago, he's a Delta dispatcher, came from Spirit. I have put many a bugs in many a ears. So when some hiring comes about, I will be applying for sure. It kind of sucks because, or it sucked, like past tense. Because when Delta really amped up the hiring, so I just started my dispatch manager role. I wanted to go for it. All of my friends were going to Delta, but I just started that position. I felt like I should give it some time, kind of develop myself as well as something to put on the resume. And now here we are, about 2 years later. We're borderline Chapter 11, and everybody, for the most part, especially the Big Four, they have hired for future growth, and the hiring, the job market for dispatch has kind of dried up for the most part. I think Alaska just did some hiring. One of my best friends went there. I think United recently had a class. Delta, it's been probably a year since they've had an external dispatch class. So, but when the time comes, might be contacting you about listing you as a reference. But I would love, man, how cool would that be though? That one day, my name is on your dispatch release, and then you can call me and be like, hey man, look, hey, first of all, congrats on making it here. Second of all, I need more gas. This min fuel stuff's not going to work. I can totally see that happening. But Greg Hill, my man, what's going on, dude? Good morning to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. D-Champ, thank you, dude. I appreciate it. The new job's not necessarily it's like a promotion without a promotion, I guess is probably the best way to look at it. I'm not getting a pay raise, even though I'm getting like 3 times the amount of work. But I'm already compensated the same as who are currently in that role. And obviously, we're also like borderline chapter 11, so I'm not asking for anything. But all in all, it's going to open more doors. Snow bunnies in Louisville. Man, I'd love to go to Delta. I could commute from Daytona. That'd be a relatively easy commute. And I got mainline going to Daytona as well. I think I got 7-1s going there. Screw United. Yeah, they're not my choice. I would probably go to Breeze before I would go to United. Hopefully as management, so that I can actually afford to survive in Salt Lake. Spent 12 years on the ramp. Hell yeah. I did 5. Busted body. Wanted out of the industry. Been out 3, I guess that means instead of years. Started with AirTran. I work in AirTran's old OCC here in Orlando. Went to Delta, then American. Some days I miss it. Was going to do dispatching, but good old Rona. Oh, man, don't let that stop you. Rona actually helped a lot of dispatchers get from the smaller guys to the bigger guys. It was kind of a blessing in disguise in a lot of ways. But now we're back into that, obviously, and now the hiring is slow. I absolutely will, man, and I greatly appreciate it that you'd be even willing or consider helping. Very rare I've had to ask for more. Oh, really? You know, I have heard. My dispatcher was telling me one day, or my director was telling me one day. We've got a lot of former Spirit guys that are at Delta, and from some of the things that he's heard from them is that when they go through their OJT, they're being told by the trainers. I guess there's maybe TVs inside of the office that kind of shows the daily fuel metrics or something fuel metric related. And the trainers are telling them, like, look, like, don't be that guy to make those numbers go down. The more that we can make those numbers higher, the average or the norm, the better. So essentially they're saying, like, don't be that dude to mid-fuel flights or, give not very much fuel. Like, we're trying to, like, bump those numbers up so that it's normal for us to have a lot of gas on airplanes. So, I think I don't know, I probably shouldn't say this on the internet in case anybody from Delta ever were to watch this, but in the interview, it's all about the correct amount of fuel to complete the mission, to have both safety and efficiency in mind, and fuel savings or cost savings. But then when you get on the floor, you adhere to the company culture and do what you got to do. You said, my bad, I was taking care of somewhere. Oh, no problem, man. You ain't missed much. Have not missed much. Well, let's see. I tell you what, that Captain ND over there is looking a little too zoomed in. How about we just reach on over here? Give it a flippy. And we also don't need 2 VORs, so let's turn one of those off. We'll do the same on the FO side as well. I love it. One day, if I can maintain, pretty good income throughout my life, I will have both an Airbus and a 7.3 cockpit in my house, or some sort of rented space. I'm sure the girlfriend will only allow so much. I just passed over again for this most current hiring class at United. Delta Fly 7.3. Oh, really? Oh, that's what I use layover in Atlanta from Indy. Gotcha. And the last time I saw Delta flying in, when they flew overhead, it was a 7-1. But that's also good though. If there's enough demand to bring a 7-3 in, Daytona. It's a known city. It's trashy. Trashy. But Jeff said I was working for cargo carrier in Orlando. Gray with blue letters livery. There's about 4 of their airplanes parked on the ramp in Orlando right now. 275, a 330, and a 74. A lot of competition for that United class. Yeah, probably because the whole industry is slowing down on the hiring. Drive a truck now, off weekends, free insurance for the family, 21 sick days, and off weekends. Can't give that up now. Your boy's stuck with the benefits. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good gig. Pretty good. That was gonna be the thing. If I got the senior manager role, I was gonna have to go into a Monday through Friday 9 to 5 type gig, and I'm an overnight guy, so that was gonna be a huge adjustment. It's probably a blessing in disguise that I didn't get that role. My thoughts are. It was my 7th time applying for United. People are starting to think that it's my company that's blocking me. That was actually, I was going to say either, more than likely, unless like if there's somebody at United that you have rubbed the wrong way or pissed off, maybe they're telling folks up there something. It's always a possibility. Is there anybody you know that doesn't like you that's there? But say, man, the industry is so small. I like that. It's so small, it's very easy for word of anything to get around. Back to Canada with Shadow to hopefully get that sim loaded on a truck to Arizona. Catch y'all later. Be safe. My man, get you some sleep and enjoy that. That'll probably make for some really pretty driving. It'll be long, it'll be awful pretty. If I wasn't getting my ass kicked at work and I could get away, I would absolutely come join y'all. Even just for the ride, I would enjoy the ride and help drive. But as always, man, thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next one. I was a manager, so the experience was a bit different for me. In straight dispatching, it was very different from passenger dispatch. Flight plans are much more complex with international airspaces. Yeah. Pacing is very different overall, a lot more to consider route-wise, but isn't routine or boring in any way. That's good. Like, I think at least one of those 7.5s on the MCO ramp is new to the company, going through conformity check. Oh, that's pretty cool. The 330 looks like it could be new. The 330 is like, it's not even silver and blue, it's like white with blue logos. He wasn't here. Drives the last option. Yeah, okay, don't blame me there. Don't blame me there. I got a friend at FedEx. I could hit him up, maybe get y'all a discount. Shit. Do y'all know how the word shit came about? Shit stands for ship high in transit. Way back in the day, whenever this word was created, so they would transport manure, and manure, I guess with the methane, is flammable. So when they would transport it, and on its container they would write shit. Transport high, or ship high in transport. That way, if it caught on fire, like it didn't burn everything up on the boat and stuff. So now you know. That's where the word shit came from. It's not a bad word at all. Just a refresh delivery. So Ilya, are you still there, or you used to be there? One of our really good crew scheduling assistant managers went there. That's right, and she is small. I'm blacklisted at Southwest for organizing the union at AirTran. Wow. When they took us over, oh well. It'd be that way sometimes, studies show. Yeah. Wow. So Batman, you worked the ramp for AirTran. Did you know anybody in the OCC? One of our executives came from AirTran. One of my really good friends who used to work with me, she came from AirTran. And also our vice president of the OCC and flight ops came from AirTran. In fact, what's kind of wicked, on the front door of our building, when there's condensation on the window, you can still see the outline of the AirTran logo that was on the door. It's very like, it's kind of spooky. Used to be there like about 6 months ago. Took a sabbatical from aviation. Oh, that's right. I think somebody did tell me that. I think somebody told me that. That's wild, man. That is wild. Good for you. Good for you. I'm gonna start calling you Astronaut Ilya, even though obviously you're not an astronaut, but still. We'll call you Astronaut Ilya. Far out we are. A little over 80 miles from top of drop. We might as well get everything ready for the arrival. I'm so used to typing in my McDo. Let's go fix info, paid in, 3, 4 left. I'll tell you what, first let's check the ADIS. If they land in south, that would be great. Oh, they are. Hell yeah. They say swap directions. So now we'll come in on probably 16. 16, here we go. 16 left. I guess we'll do Kaylee. Now we can do this. Watch, we can go plan. Get all that range down. Just kind of see how that should be. What's it going to do with this downwind? Let's just do that. Let's go erase. 4 left. Bravo. Let's do 6 left. Approach via and that one. That'll be a lot more seamless. Insert full heading. Insert back to nav. Sweet. So while we're in plan, we can tab through. Take a look at it. Looks solid. Sweet. top drops 80 miles. Alright, so got a runway in there for our range ring. Then the VOR. Prog page. Get in wing 6 left. Perf, next. Winds are 260 at 5. Temperature's 11, 30, 31. Minimums 55, 57. Go prediction, we got 30 minutes of extra. Secondary, you don't have anything. So we'll leave that week. 30, 31. Y'all, it is so cool having this thing. Yeah, DFW based. I didn't know some people back that was like 2011. Names escape me, but I never forget. Voice or face. Gotcha. Yeah, I think pretty much all these people are going to be Orlando folks. I guess it's kind of public on my LinkedIn. Launch operations controller at Blue Origin. Oh, that's dope, dude. Y'all got a launch coming up, right? And so are you monitoring like a particular system on the rocket? Like whatever you can talk about. I would love to know. It's gonna be an ILS. On those ILS push buttons and then auto brake. Actually, we'll just do no auto brakes. Like a nice long rollout. We had tugs with the critter from Value Jet in the two. What's the critter? And the more things change, the more they stay the same. I grew up at U.S. Airways, Brett. Oh, hell yeah. Born in North Carolina, moved to Texas, nearly hired on U.S. and DFW, but went to AA instead. Got stuck with them. Gotcha. That's awesome, man. Thanks for sharing your work history with me. Mine, I haven't jumped around as much. Well, actually, it might. On the face of it, it might sound like it. I started with Regional Elite on the ramp with Delta. I then shipped out for the Air Force while I was gone with the Air Force. Regional Elite was bought out by Delta Global Services, so then I worked the remaining of my total of 5 years Delta Global Services. Then I quit that. I was in Monroe, Louisiana for that. Then I did quite a bit of time at Dallas Love Field doing TDY for Delta, opening that station. Then I went and dispatched at Trans States for 2 years. Then I came to Spirit, dispatched at Spirit for about 5. Dispatch manager for 2, and now about to start a new chapter. I worked in Lauderdale. I worked in St. Louis at Trans States. Worked in Fort Lauderdale for probably about 4.5 years. Then we opened a second office in Orlando, so I came up here, and I've been up here ever since. Those that see in Orlando that Blake's talking about also has a brand new parking block still there because prior to AirTran. Yeah. Good old Braniff. My dad worked there. That's cool. Get the building where Blake works. What's Braniff building prior to being overtaken by AirTran? Man, it's crazy. Like, how many businesses have worked in that building? How many people have pissed in those toilets? But are you going to be okay with possible Chapter 11 incoming? We'll find out. consolidating the two positions, dispatch manager and ops manager, combining both of those may help with that. I am hopeful that maybe some of this reorging, so to speak, may help with protecting our jobs. But if not, then I don't know. Maybe you'll find me under an overpass in Orlando. Working with rockets is really fun. Myself and a team I'm on coordinate all the activities that take place on the launch pad, Cape Canaveral. Dude, that's dope. And I'm sure y'all do some probably do like some military contract payloads. The new role, like it's new, but it's not. It's just a combination of the dispatch manager and the ops manager. We're basically combining the two, and we're going to be doing both functions. So like aircraft diverts, crew times out, I guess I'll handle that first. We'll recover the flight. Once the flight's recovered, then it's like that's doing like the ops manager stuff, right? And then after that's recovered, then maybe I then go audit the diversion for, you know, regulatory compliance stuff. So nothing crazy. We were too thin on both sides, so bringing them together gives us the amount of staffing that we need to have 24/7 coverage as well as a relief line. That kind of thing. Wasn't Bob Finero your CEO at one point? Yep. He was the CEO, I believe, when I got hired. You're not a damn Gator FSU fan. No. I'm originally from Louisiana, so I am a Louisiana fan. Or an LSU fan. Yeah, definitely not a Gators fan, and for sure not FSU or Miami Hurricanes. Cannot stand, of those three, I can't stand the Hurricanes the most. So it'll work kind of similar to how it was there before you became took shot there. Shit, more like peasant bitch. Yeah, pretty much. It'll basically be exactly how it was before, just with ops managers doing some of the dispatch manager functions. But as inundated as ops managers get with all the decisions that they're making and how many facets of the airline touches them, I could foresee that a lot of the dispatch manager functions will kind of fall by the wayside. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. It's gonna be a lot of learning I'm gonna have to do. I've never been a DSC before. I've never done any of the logistical stuff, so it's gonna, you know, I'm very used to looking at the aviation world flight by flight versus, you know, this aircraft's line of flying and this aircraft's line of flying. And this aircraft's out of service. Can we steal this aircraft? Can we take this crew? Or da, 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 da. You know, you live that DSC life, so you know more about it than I do. Man, I tell y'all, I wish the lights on the center on the throttle weren't as bright as they are, but get some good ambience going up in here. And even though like my channel colors are like turquoise and whatnot, I have my whole room lit up with green and amber, since that is the you know, colors of the Airbus. That way, like the room and the computer match everything that's going on here. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I still would rather have a full cockpit, but it's pretty cool. He was our CEO at AirTran. Dude is an absolutely terrible human being. I think he's at what, Frontier now? The CEO we have now, Ted Christie, I mean, obviously things aren't going great at Spirit, but as a human, I've met him a couple times. Seems like a pretty nice, humble, down-to-earth dude. I know he plays guitar and likes to sing, which is also something that I do. So I've always kind of envisioned, like, if I was trying to be friendly, maybe I'm like, hey, let's play some country songs. I don't like how the VNAV speed was going up into the red line. But as we descend a little bit, that red line will back off and go accelerate again. Yeah, the Nashville song. I don't think it's playing on the phones anymore. But yeah, that drove everybody nuts. It's like we're 2 years into COVID. The Nashville move's no longer happening. But yet, it's still, they're still singing about it. Never got a chance. Oh, that's right. That's right. I knew you'd been a coordinator at one point. I forgot I wasn't at Spirit. Seems to be having a hard time holding on to the I love, like, resting my hand up here. You always see pilots doing that. You know, they got their hand up on the dash, even though it's like way up here. Yo, yeah, man, yeah, sounds good, dude. Would love to. Would love to hear what you're getting up to now. Yeah, shoot me a text. Damn, it's only 1-on-1. Like with the sim, for last year's World Flight, I stuck my whole arm out the window like a trucker. I didn't know you did that. That's funny, like trucking down the runway, your pilot monitoring. V1, rotate, V2, hey man, positive right, gear up, alright. I did not know you did that. That's funny. If I only had like some sort of a little horn, then it would be completely understandable why Fabian would want to step away from the team. Oh man. is. I hate how it's all, you know, crooked. But it still looks pretty cool. Ooh, let's see if these lights get darker. Nah. They're only like one brightness. Man, I'm about to bump this sucker up. CI 99. Scooting and a booting, baby. I might be able to, like, no, it's too far. I might be able to get my stream deck on top of this thing. Make it easier to reach. But yeah, once we're done with the stream, I'm gonna do a lot of adjusting, kind of get things set for where it will probably go permanently. Get the rest of the, I mean, I really don't know if it even needs. I feel like it's pretty stable as is. Especially if I got some fresh, we got some fresh command strips on it. Definitely scoot it down a little bit more. Now that makes no sense. Right here. So this fixes at 13,000 feet. But it's giving me the top of drop right there. Now I'm at 28,000 feet. So that clearly doesn't work. We'll have to get down to 13. Just let it figure itself out. What if I tell it direct one more time? Maybe that'll make it recalculate. Yeah, look at that. There you go. Now we're cooking with grease. Gotta drop now, Blake, but I'll definitely text you and we'll catch up soon. Sounds good, man. Thanks for coming and hanging out this evening. It's great getting to catch up with you in a little bit that we caught up on the stream. I'll see you when I see you, brother. Well, for anybody watching who has not yet liked the stream, if you are excited for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, smash that like button. Let's get an update on our weather in Denver. Might be the same. 240 at 4, 2 miles. Few at 13,000. Temperatures 11. Dew point -2. Altimeter's 3031. 3031 is set. We'll update. I'll make a do. 31, 11, 244. Blake, name's Jordan. It's been fun. Gonna hammer it down. Keep it the good shit, man. I'll pop back in on your next one. Jordan, great to meet you, my friend. And look forward to seeing you on the next one. Like I said, try to get back to streaming more once I get out of this month and get back to the real good shit where we're drinking whiskey or beer and having some good like actual daytime streams when people are awake. But like I said, man, great to meet you again. Thank you so much for the subscription. Thanks for the support. Thanks for coming to hang out, and catch you on the next one, brother. Go dogs. Sounds good, man. I'll see you on the next one, and go Tigers. Dan, no sir, I am not a real pilot, but I am currently manager of flight dispatch at my airline. Therefore, I've had some decent training on the Airbus. We fly an all Airbus fleet. And I get to being a dispatcher, a flight dispatcher. We're in CAS, so I get to ride in the jump seat and see the real thing from the jump seat. I've also got a bunch of close friends that are real-life Airbus pilots and also pilots of other airliners. So with that said, I get to watch and learn and ask questions and then translate all of that to this. And I do also have access to all of the flight ops training manuals, aircraft operating manual, that kind of stuff. So if there's ever anything that I can't figure out myself, I can go look it up or go ask those guys. Like V1 is a friend of mine, so anytime, you know, if I need something, I give him a call. If he needs something, he gives me a call. Like for example, not too long ago, we had what's called an ACI, Administrative Control Item, that was applied to his aircraft, where the aircraft is restricted from international travel. So he just kind of wanted some like verification on exactly what international travel means, because it could be interpreted different ways. You dispatchers are lifesavers. Some are. Some who actually, do their job and take it serious, and then some want to sit back and twiddle their thumbs. But yeah, man, we're the eye in the sky, and we try to give all the information and keep the flight crew and the passengers safe. And man, I've loved being a dispatcher. Back when I did it, being a manager now, I don't dispatch as much. I do oversee all of the deliveries of our new aircraft, many of which come in from Hamburg, Germany, sometimes Toulouse, and also Mobile, Alabama. So when I do those, I get to kind of dispatch those, but now I'm in a management role, so it's a little less hands-on, a little more bigger picture, coaching, teaching, creating policy, read files, guidance, that kind of junk. All right, pretty high density altitude up here, and we're not slowing down very well, so let's go ahead and go gear down. Flat slope, star, lope, Cat 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2. And we're not slowing down for nothing. We need VNE plus 10 to go flaps 1, or VNE plus 5. Come on, airplane. Flaps 1, speed checks flaps 1.
2000.
Flaps 2, speed checks flaps 2. Flaps 3, speed checks flaps 3. Flaps full, landing checklist, cabin cruise advised, auto thrust, speed, auto brakes. None. Decommitment landing all green. Landing checklist complete. This approach altitude is, where to go? 12,000. Make a nice little long rollout so we don't have to taxi as far. Not answering that. I have noticed though in the Phoenix, if you ding dong them at 10,000, they will let you know they're ready sooner than later. I did not do that, so they're letting me know that they're ready now. We're a lot lower.
200. Minimum.
Continue.
100.
Light slope.
40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Reverse idle. We'll just kind of roll it out. Keeping that forward pressure on the stick. So there's not enough authority on the nose wheel, and I think we'll go ahead and get off here. Not the smoothest of landings, although you can't really. It's super hard to butter it in a 319. Like when you flare, like it still just plops down versus the 321. Alright, after landing flow. Alright, TA on the transponder, weather radar, predicted wind shear off. Flight director and ILS come off. Spoilers, flaps, lights, APU. Go over the Bravo terminal. The worst is when they give minimum gas. I like extra fuel. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know, it's like to much degree, and a lot of, obviously, the fuel is going to rely on the fuel policy, and like in my carrier, minimum fuel is always going to equate to roughly an hour of extra gas. That's including the 45-minute reserve. But then obviously, you know, every constraint needs to be accounted for, and at least whenever I dispatched, I would look for constraints like a damn detective. Like, man, I would hunt, and I would find whatever reason I could to put fuel. But if I couldn't find a reason, like at all, then and if I got a call, we'd talk it out. But I'd also back things up with remarks and stuff. It usually seemed like I had confidence from my crews. But yeah, I mean, obviously extra fuel, especially for a dispatcher, makes life a little bit easier. Same with y'all, but it gives you a lot more options. And if things change, like forecasts that you weren't, you know, really foreseeing, makes your life a lot easier to change your alternate, add alternates, all that good stuff. We like extra fuel. So Dan, I'm guessing you are of some sort of pilot profession. Kicks in Space, how are you liking the new Efis panels? Also, is your McDo working again? No, I haven't tried the McDo. I know there's some updated software from Java Simulator. I haven't tried it. AJJ was telling me that his is working great, so I am going to give it another shot. I kind of just plugged it in, honestly, for the aesthetics. But the Efis panels, oh my god, dude. Like, it is, as a desktop simmer, you know, it's always phenomenal when you can just reach up and make a change instead of having to you know, touch a mouse. So I love it, and extremely affordable. And Winwing was amazing with their customer service. I bought them, like, I tried to buy them the minute that they launched, and wrong button. Basically the website crashed, so I contacted them through Instagram, and they were amazing. Very apologetic for the website. There were some other, like, glitches where every panel was, like, being it was like charging double for the panel. So they were very helpful with that. All sorts of stuff, man. It was great. It took me 4 hours to finally get them purchased, but they were awesome to work with. Where might be 45. I would highly, if you have the Winwing FCU, it's a no-brainer. Like, I would overdraft my account for them. Don't take my financial advice. Alright. Let's see if we can make them dance. Ah. Brakes are sensitive. Alright, let them up. Shut them down. Well, there you go, guys. First flight with the Efis panels. Holy shit, I love it. Absolutely love it. Let's go stand here so we can say bon voyage to our passengers if they actually get up and leave. Sometimes they don't get up and walk. Oh, Craig, way to not crash. Thank you, thank you. I'm not happy with how firm we planted that one down. It seems like you got a flare just a little bit extra in this Phoenix 319, more than you would the 320 and the 321. I tell you, I landed a couple times in the new Max, and my first one was a negative 45, second one was a negative 69 or something like that. But the 319, man, it is impossible. I don't know if I ever restarted Volanta. I don't think I did, which means we'll never know what the landing rate was. Shucks. Oh, hell yeah, dude. 69 in LA. That's the best number there is. Yeah, it's nice because when we change our min takeoff, right when we're holding short, yeah, and that is one of the other things too, right? And that's part of why, like with our fuel policy, we have 10 minutes of basic extra, which is not part of the min required takeoff fuel, so you got a little bit of a buffer there. But yeah, like a lot of times when we have dispatch add for whatever constraints, usually those constraints have improved, and if they're getting close to that min required takeoff, then we just on paper move that fuel around. And it's funny, like when we get new dispatchers, when you tell them like, yeah, we're just going to move the fuel below the line, like you can see it on their face where they're like, move the fuel. Like, how you gonna hook the fuel truck up and move fuel? Like, nah, bro, on paper. I want to see a study done on how often is extra used versus just carried because captains can. So trust me, every airline is analyzing that. Every airline, and not necessarily like captain add fuel. Captain requested fuel can be documented and it can be taken into account, but at least with us, predominantly, the analysis is going to be like dispatch fuel that was added, and how much was burned. Every dispatcher every day gets a report of their previous day, of how their fueling was, how much was burned compared to what they planned, and also how they stack up to their colleagues. and then there's also a monthly report that kind of gives the overall. It also breaks it down by airplane, whether it's a 19, 20, 21 Classic or a 2021 Neo. And one of the things that we recently discovered was that Neos are being planned with more fuel, and I believe a lot of that is we still have a lot of captains that were trained way back in the day that like never never planned to land with less than 6,000 pounds of fuel. And that's going to be, that doesn't matter if it's a 19, 20, 21, CO or Neo. So with that, organically, there's more fuel getting put on the airplane. But we're also finding that the classics that don't typically carry as much fuel are diverting more. So it kind of goes to show that, yeah, even though the Neos are organically being planned with a bit more fuel, they're not diverting as much, which, yeah, fuel costs money, and obviously it depends on how much they're being fueled. Because obviously, as you carry fuel, a percentage of that, I want to say it's like 7 or 8% of that extra fuel is just being burned out of the tailpipe in weight, right? So yeah, it's going to cost money to carry fuel, but diversions, especially when you can't recover them, cruise timeout, airplanes are stranded, you're having to get ground transportation for passengers and whatnot, those costs typically tend to get to be higher than at least in the fuel that was carried on that flight. But now if you look at thousands and thousands of flight over the course of a year, that fuel carriage versus the number of diversions you have for the year, the fuel is probably going to cost more. There's a lot of analysis that goes into that, and you'd be surprised at just how automated that doing that can be. It's very easy for our IT department, especially our OCC support guys, to set up something like that. As a manager, as a dispatch manager, I can request, like, hey guys, can we create a report for XYZ? And like within a couple days, I've got it. I'll answer that by saying I really love the 737 and have no clue about the Airbus, other than flight sim. Gotcha. I love the 73. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we work at an Airbus fleet, but I'm also part of a world flight team, and we fly the 737. Our training captain was in the chat earlier. He's a Delta 73 guy, so he provides all of our training and documentation, flows, briefings, checklists, all the good stuff. We learn it, then we practice it on the sim. We'll do shared cockpit, do multi-crew stuff, and then we will, for world flight, we'll go to the actual sim. Captain Johnny Bravo in the chat is also on the team, and go fly some 7.3. But I tend to know, even through doing that, I still tend to know a lot more about this airplane, just because I got to, I get to see the stuff and read the manuals like a nerd. Oh wow! If it works, I would love video of some sorts. I bought one and it doesn't work. I was trying to get it refunded. It was pretty expensive. Hopefully the software will work. So that's the you bought the Winwing Efis panel, Efis panel, and it's not working. And do you have it attached, connected to the FCU? Much respect for dispatchers, though. Y'all are always amazing help. I hope so, man. Because if they're not, it's some bullshit. I don't know. I try to, at least for my dispatchers, try to hold them to a high standard. I like to keep things chill and relaxed in my office, but also expect people to get the damn job done, get airplanes from A to B safely and efficiently, and actually be at their desk whenever captains need them. So yeah, I mean, like, especially like when you've got a really good dispatcher, man, it can be the actual difference in whether or not you're going to divert or make it to your destination. Knowledge goes a long way, obviously, but sometimes it's just like pure work ethic and giving a shit. And not all dispatchers have that, unfortunately. But another thing too that dispatchers absolutely do not take for granted is when pilots like you give a shit about the dispatcher and conveys to them, like, you know, one, talk to them like a teammate and not inferior, because that's something that we see from time to time, is like, you know, dispatchers are peasants to a degree. But you know, whenever a pilot is genuinely thankful for what a dispatcher does, that can make a dispatcher's day. So never hesitate to let your dispatchers know, or just, you know, say thanks, because it does go a long way with them. What do you do as far as FPS improvements? I just try to have the beefiest computer that money can buy. Aside from that, there's not much that I know. I know that there's some new tool. It's I don't know, some sort of like, I don't know how to word it, some sort of gen thing. Somebody in the chat will probably know. Aside from some tool like that, for me, like, I just have a 4090 i9, you know, like beefy as I can make it, just raw power. That's about all I can tell you. I'm not the biggest. I can turn a computer on. That's about as good as I get. Speaking of new dispatchers, any chance of new classes in the future? No, especially with us. If anything, we could, if we file Chapter 11, we could end up overstaffed more than understaffed. But you know, things are always changing in the 121 world, so you never know. But if anything opens up, I'll definitely let you know. Dispatchers 90% of the time do a really good job with fuel. The other 9% are new, true, and 1% are just stingy. Yes, man, we got one guy. To his defense, he's been dispatching Airbuses for like 25 years. Incredibly knowledgeable. He's a good dispatcher. But where we've had issues with him, he'll plan the fuel that he thinks that the flight needs. Captain calls. Captain gives his, you know, his reasoning, and then the dispatcher will be borderline unprofessional, very combative, and that's, you know, not very good for a teamwork environment. So we had to kind of shut that down. But yeah, I think every airline has a few of those. And then you got some that like just don't give a shit. Like, oh, you want more gas? All right, yeah. And I know some of our pilots will be like, they won't necessarily say like, hey, I want more gas. They'll just put the gas on, like, oh, overfueled. And like when I was a dispatcher, I'm like, okay, shucks. Oh man, the Java Sim McDo. Gotcha. Oh, you bought that a while back, dude. That's my same problem. Like, up until whatever recent updates they've put out, and I give that benefit of the doubt because I haven't tried it yet. AJJ has, and he says it works. His overhead panel is working. I think his FCU is working. He's got a lot of Java Sim stuff. According to him, the latest updates are working. He was having the same problem as us, where it just wasn't talking to the sim. It was saying, like for me, it would say it's connected, but nothing happens when I click a button. For him, it's working. I don't know yet. In all honesty, I have a Boeing CDU that I programmed through Flight to work with the Airbus, and I just have the Airbus diff strip flow memorized and kind of perform that flow on the Boeing CDU, so I don't really have to, you know, read the buttons. And I was doing that for a while. I honestly just plugged the one in. I plugged the Java Sim one in for the aesthetics for this video, since I knew there's going to be a lot of like zooming in this area. The Airbus, from a pilot perspective, seems to be very comfortable for sure. I'll never blow a dispatcher off. Y'all have to know a lot. Yeah, man. You know, if you think about it, like for one, yeah, the Airbus is very comfortable. When I went to World Flight and got in the cockpit at World Flight, I was missing the roominess of the Airbus. And obviously the workload and task saturation can be a, you know, in my opinion, I mean, again, I'm not a 7.3 pilot or a fucking pilot of any real world sort, but the task saturation, workload, all that kind of stuff seems to be a lot less in the Airbus, especially with, like, you know, you lose an engine, checklist pops up on the cam as you action each action item. Then they go away. Good stuff. But when it comes down to the core of an airplane, the stick and rudder, I think everybody knows the 7.3 has the bus beat. But it's very comfortable. Very comfortable. I sometimes accidentally fall asleep in the jump seat. And that seat's not comfortable. I can't imagine if I was sitting in one of the pilot seats with those footrests and whatnot, it'd be dangerous. I'd be passing out. But as far as blowing a dispatcher off, yeah, they obviously would greatly appreciate that. And I think a lot of, especially like the FOs, or people who just aren't familiar with the world of dispatch, you know, as a pilot, when you go from the right seat to the left seat, obviously you have that side of the airplane. It's a different viewpoint. You know, you're now got the yoke in your left hand versus your right. There's differences. Obviously you got different flows, different things that you're doing versus the other guy. But I think the biggest difference for captains is having to learn all this other, you know, regulatory company policy stuff that comes with, you know, moving to the left seat. You know, what items are, you know, required for amendments, all all that kind of stuff. I guess I don't really know how to word it, but all the book shit. And that's one of the things that the dispatchers have to know as well is, you know, what conditions require amendments, what are the tolerances for, you know, when you require a zero fuel weight reset, you know, all of that kind of jazz. What information is needed for a radio closeout? It's like a manual takeoff performance calculation. All the, you know, there's a bunch of the deeper manuals type stuff that the captain and the dispatcher both have to know. So I always found that was to be pretty interesting on the dispatch side of, it's more than just, you know, clicking buttons and making a flight plan. All the exemptions, you know, captains have to know all the exemptions. Probably have a better idea of, you know, the op specs, all that kind of stuff. I always found that to be very interesting. Does he have any videos on it? I don't think he does. Yeah, same problem as me. Nothing worked, but the screen popped out, connected and everything. Yeah, that's the issue. That, again, I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt. I haven't tried any of the latest updates, but that was always my issue. And I see a familiar name in the chat, Mr. Flight Force. Oh shit! So yours is working too. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna have to try mine soon. Admittedly, I tried to swap out the buttons in the Airbus one, put them in the Boeing one. My number 7 no longer clicks, so I'm gonna have to fix that. But aside from that, so will work. So I will probably try that once we get off of here. I'm gonna get everything adjusted and settled for the permanent placement of the Efis and FCU, and then I might start playing around with the McDo. I still got some energy left, but very glad that yours is working. I know you started having issues with it again. Now I will admit, as soon as Winwing comes out with theirs, I'm buying 2 of them, and I will sell this one or throw it away. Don't know, don't care. I just want Winwings. That'll make sense. Love seeing this stuff. We're all part of the aviation community, including simmers, in my opinion. Absolutely. Been doing it since I was a kid. Yeah, man, like you, I've been infatuated with airplanes my entire life. And it's been the biggest driver of getting me to where I'm at in my career. Unfortunately, like the role that I'm going into here pretty soon, I'll still continue the function of dispatch manager, but I'll be rolling into like a more operational function as well. and it's gonna pull me a little bit further away from dispatch. It's gonna pull me a little bit further from the technical aviation and the airplane stuff. Like, man, one of my favorite scenarios to unfold at work that I really think makes at least the dispatchers, when they see it happen, they kind of, I don't know, mouths open a little bit, or they seem impressed. But often we'll see a scenario where if the gross takeoff weight is more than 2,000 pounds from planned, then they require what's called a zero fuel weight reset. So the dispatcher will get their current fuel on board, get their actual zero fuel weight that air data gives them. We'll plug all that stuff in, calculate, re-release it, and it's really just a safety net. So what we'll see happen a lot is they'll change the zero fuel weight. I want to say they'll change it in the ATSU when they go to run their takeoff performance again, but they don't. Retard. Josh, my man, welcome back to the wrong side cattle class. I have a feeling you're going to say you don't know why it kicked you out or why it stopped, but regardless, dude, welcome back, and great to see you, dude. It's been a minute. Hope you're doing well. So anyways, what we'll see a lot is in the init B page, if the engines are not running, they forget to change the zero fuel weight here, and that's going to tell the airplane the gross weight. So either they'll call us back and they'll be like, hey, you know, the gross weight on the ECAM is still, you know, saying this. It's wrong. It should be this. I don't understand. I've changed everything. Blah blah blah. And the dispatchers, most of the dispatchers aren't doing this. They're not sim nerds. So then they don't really know what's going on, how to fix it. They might offer like to do an ATSU reset, which is pulling a couple circuit breakers, popping them back in to reset the ATSU function inside the MADU. That's not it, or we're going to fix it. So inevitably they'll call me over like, hey, you know, here's what's happening. Don't know how to fix it. And right away, I'll tell them, ask them, are the engines running? No. Okay, go to the init-B page and swap out the zero fuel weight with the actual that air data gave. They do it, bam, works, on the way. If the engines are running, the init-B page will then move to the fuel prediction page, and then they'll pop it in right there. Bam, they're going. And so I just love to see the reaction on the dispatchers' faces. They're like, one of the things that one told me I thought was kind of funny. They're like, dude, you know how kind of mind fucked, like it has to mind fuck a captain that's like, you know, the pages of the FMGC, but like it's almost like them knowing our dispatch software. I was like, yeah, you know, never thought about that. I was like, that's why I sim, because I can learn this kind of stuff. And so I don't know, I just love that. I love being able to know aspects of the airplane that in real life will keep the airplane moving, hopefully avoid delays, and seeing the reaction of the dispatchers. We're like, how do you know that? Cause, man, I'm a sim nerd. I like airplanes. Said perfectly, FOs make what they make to keep captains from losing what they make, and captains make what they make because they'll be talking to the company when stuff hits the fan. Yep. 100%. 100%. How do you get to work? Just updated software. When are you getting an overhead panel? Hey, look, man. If when Winwing makes one, I mean, I've already looked at some. They're like $5,000. And I'm fine without an overhead. I mean, I would like to have some sort of. It would be nice to hammer down on the lights, but aside from that, you know, you're not messing with it too terribly much. Most of the stuff that I do interact with a lot, I just have bound to my keyboard, like APU master switch, APU start, APU. That was the wrong button. The APU bleed. Yes, I know, airplane. Even the yellow electric pump. I have the all call button. The what is that one? Oh, that's auto brake max and TO config. Yes, I know, airplane. That way, like, I can hammer my flows pretty fast instead of having to change views, click, and stuff. But one day, I promise you it's going to happen. One day, I'm going to have a 7.3 and I'm going to have an Airbus in my house. Mark my words. If I can maintain a good level of income throughout my life, it's going to happen. Hey, am I too late? I mean, if you want to see the full deal, let's see. Let's go. There you go. And we'll zoom it in. Works phenomenally well. We'll take it back to works really, really good. It's obviously way more fun to have a tangible unit. I absolutely love it. No brainer on buying it. Make sure you know what comms it's connected to and CH drivers installed. So mine has always been, my CH drivers have always been installed. In fact, I actually uninstalled and reinstalled them prior to the stream. And I'm on COM 4. And I've always had issues. That's awesome. Did you ever think of making your own overhead or too much work? I've thought of trying to do like DIY stuff. One of the viewers on our channel, Will, he is all about the DIY stuff. So just from kind of talking to him and watching videos, like I don't know how to like solder wires, and I guess the wiring stuff that really intimidates me a little bit, I guess. But then also, like, I think I would need a 3D printer. You'd have to be able to buy a lot of the circuit boards so they're cut out correctly, and then you can do the wiring stuff. I think I would just rather spend the money and have, you know, the good quality and have a company to hold accountable if it doesn't work, versus my own terrible terrible skills when putting that kind of stuff together. I built, this is sad, but I built this little box that this is sitting in, if you can kind of see it. I was proud of myself for building a box, like literally, you know, 4 pieces of wood jointed together and then like a little shelf inside to sit this stuff in, and I was proud of myself. Just in case anybody adds late, I won't be able to see it. I always said if I won the lottery, I'd have a full motion sim for the 320 family, 7.3 and 7.4. The people who made your throttle makes no it. Flight Sim PM. Dude, you're about to make me spend money. I have a very expensive trip to Park City coming up. Oh. Ew, I don't like that. That doesn't... It don't look great. Obviously, it's generic. But man, that is not a bad price. Then you got to figure out how the hell you're going to mount it. How, like, for those of y'all who don't know, I have a 55-inch computer monitor. It is massive, which is great because the proportions of everything seems like it's pretty much real life proportions when you're sitting here in front of it looking at it. But to get a monitor over that, it would be tough. I'll probably never have an overhead monitor until the day I have a full cockpit in the house. That's not a bad price though. That's tempting. It's something, you know, like Damn you. But I'm guessing that the buttons don't light up, because in none of these pictures are any of these illuminated. And that's kind of a drawback for me. I should be able to look up and know what configuration my airplane's in versus having to look at the virtual cockpit. But maybe it does. Backlight, backlit. Yeah. Tempting. Very tempting. That sweet man, I might have to make another trip to Florida just to turn some knobs and push some buttons. Maybe do another Navy landing. Hey, if you do, I got plenty of cans of SpaghettiOs for you, my friend. Plenty cans of SpaghettiOs. Let's go outside for a minute. Give y'all something different to look at while we continue to have this awesome conversation. So what's your idea on how to mount it? It would be really cool if it was an adjustable mount. Almost like my iPad holder. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but now I got this iPad holder here. Man, you can lift it up and pull it out, and it's got a lot of tension. Something like this that could hold it would work really well, where it's got different points of axis or whatnot, where you can like pull it up and over. But then like if I wanted to get it out of the way, because this TV, or not TV, but this monitor lifts up. Sometimes I have to lift it up so I can dust and stuff. I'd like it out of the way. But anyway, guys, it is 2:03 in the morning. I still got some last touches to do with the FCU and the Efis panels. But for everybody who came to hang out and chit chat, greatly appreciate your company. And stay tuned. Again, like I said, once I get out of this month of October, should have quite a bit more time freed up to get some streaming done. Be getting ready for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Hopefully devs will get the SDK ahead of time so they can get their airplanes compatible, and we can kick off the new sim with high fidelity airplanes. Alright, I'm interested. But guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this. Sorry if it was a little bit slow in the beginning, kind of putting this whole thing together, but I did want to, do an unboxing portion, the assembly, which I knew was going to be the slowest, and then see if this thing even works. And I would say it works phenomenally well. If you have a Winwing FCU, I would highly suggest getting you some Efis panels. They're $85 a piece, and then shipping. I think they're on pre-order right now, so maybe they get a little bit more expensive. I don't know. But like I said, if you got the FCU, at least one of these panels, you gotta get it. But anyways, guys, I hope y'all have a great rest of your morning. I've got, holy shit, I just remembered, I got recurrent in several hours, so I need to go to bed. Man, I forgot all about that. That sucks. Anyways, guys, have a great night, and or a great morning, and a great rest of your week. I'm gonna try to stream on Friday. I should have some time on Friday to stream. But if I don't see y'all then, see you when I see you. If I do see you then, see you on Friday. As always, guys, be good, or be good at it. Keep it on the wrong side, and go buy a Winwing Efis panel. You won't regret it. Alright, see you guys.